depend on the type of religion you're practicing? The Islam you're practicing?
Okay.
What is the why?
Yeah, let me just Okay, with regards to the term, the hijab, it's the definition in Arabic. If you were to translate it, you can go into Google and press hijab and translate. It means to cover. Now, is that limited only to the females? No. In the Quran, the term for hijab came down first for the men. And that's to lower their gaze and treat the woman appropriately. Right? In pre-Islamic Arabian history, we see that the men were always abusing women. Polygamy was there. Unlimited wives. If they didn't present themselves for the men, they can kill them. That was their culture. Female children were buried. They were useless. Because statistically, it's much more common for a woman to be born. Right? And there's too many women around. We don't want all these women. So, just bury the female ones. And that's one of the things that Islam came forth and it came and reformed this Arabian culture that was really brutal. It was really brutal. You guys can take a look at it if you want. Just if you have time, just look into pre-Islamic Arabian history. So the verse came down in the Quran and said, lower your gaze and do not objectify women. Right? And second, it came down for the woman in the Quran. And that's Surah Nur, Surah Light, verse 31 to 33. It says, the women should also cover themselves. Why? Because they should not be an object to what men want to see them. And at the end of the day, it's always good to be modestly dressed. Even the nuns, even Virgin Mary, even the statues, you see they have a similar attire. Hijab did not come forth during the time of Islam. Hijab was there. Unfortunately, as time has progressed, we're seeing that it's better to be more naked than to be more covered. And that's a reality, unfortunately. Now I'm going to go to your question about the burqa. Some people cover the whole thing, some people cover this. It was prescribed for them to cover their hair. Also in the Bible, it also prescribes in Christianity. Yeah. Now, the burqa and the niqab or whatever is a cultural thing. It's up to them. It's not prescribed anywhere in Islam.
So it's not a different, like if you're...
No, it's not a different sect. No, it's not a different sect. It's up to them. I know people who are from our sect who do it. I know people from other sects who do it. I know people who aren't even Muslim and do it. There's I think Ahmed would like to share that story from them. But it's a cultural thing, and it's what they feel comfortable with. If they really want to cover themselves from men, it's completely fine. Now, the hijab is not 24/7. The woman has the right to take off her hijab and look and dress the way she wants in front of her husband and her family, her immediate family, that is, right? So at the end of the day, we call them non-mahram, not allowed. These people are not allowed to see her for any other reason. And this is what we use to cover, this is what they wear to cover themselves, to protect themselves. And even today in the media, if you guys have seen that documentary, Killing Us Softly, have you guys seen that before? Killing Us Softly, a woman is coming forth and she's talking about how the magazines, how the media is using the female body to sell products. Females have been objectified, whether we like it or not. If you don't look a certain way, if you don't look like the bikini models in the magazine, you're deemed as not fit. No one looks like that. They're photoshopped.
Well, but that's a choice as well.
It is a choice.
You know, people choose to become models or choose to...
It is a choice. But again, it's when I said in my lecture, when you choose to follow an objective path, whether that be Christianity, Judaism, or Islam, you're not subject to social norms. You're not subject to what media pressures you. Societal norms, peer pressure. You're not subject to that. Because why are you doing it for God? You're not doing it for my sister. You're not doing it for my brother. I'm not doing it because my friends are telling me to do it. Right? And unfortunately, there's a saying, you know, like, if everyone jumped off a cliff, would you jump off with them? And everyone would say, you know, no, I wouldn't do that. Are you crazy? But the reality is some people might. Because they don't want to be alone on that cliff. No one likes to be alone.
Well, of course, there's exceptions to everything.
Right. Some people would jump off that cliff. Because I don't want to stand on that cliff alone. If everyone's dead, I might as well just join them. And that's what we're seeing when it comes to drugs and alcohol. The majority of teenagers, majority of adolescents, majority of people past that are going into these things. There's nothing from holding them back. Everyone else is doing it. Why shouldn't I? And even in the media. And in the sports, you have to see the liquor go wild at the end of the game. Let's get drunk. And then later on, you see a mad commercial. Don't drink and drive, it's bad. This is contradictory. You know, well, what holds you from doing this? What stops you from all these influences? You know, but there's a story about where the bikini came from. Does anyone know where the origins of the bikini is? Is? Back in the day, 1946, a French mechanical engineer is working in his mom's lingerie store. And he comes up with this idea where the bikini where he can make a swimsuit out of lingerie, otherwise known as the bikini. Now, whenever he wanted to showcase this on the runway, no model would wear that. Do you want to know why? Because you're in your underwear. If I walked into a female change room, God forbid, which I wouldn't do, and there's women walking around in their underwear, they'd put on a towel and scream and run away. What are you doing here? I'm in my underwear. Right now, you go to a beach, everyone's wearing underwear. Topless, even. Why? What's the difference between the bikini and the underwear? You know, you go on girls' Facebooks, take pictures. I'm in my bikini. I'm in my underwear. Right? What stopped them? There's a saying by one of our scholars. He says, if it is to be modern to dress half naked, animals must be the most modern creatures of all time. If it is to be modern to dress half naked, animals must be the most modern creature of all time.